My name is Andre and welcome at Your Guitar Workshop. In today's lesson, we're going to have a further look at the Lady Madonna section in Tommy Emmanuel's Beatles medley. We're going to be looking at verse number 2, chorus number 2. We're going to look at the bridge, verse 3, and then the first part of the outro section. I wanted to do the complete outro section in this lesson, but I haven't been able to prepare it enough, so I'm going to leave that for next week, and then I'm going to finish the whole tutorial. The tablature is available on my Patreon page. It's the full transcription, and let's just get started on the second verse. Here we go. All right, let me play the first 4 bars, and then we'll get into how to play that on the guitar. Here we go. All right, so what do? You start off with what we already know. So first to second, then pinky in 4th of A and pointer finger in 1st of B. And what you do is sort of alternate between A and B strings. So you play A, B, A, open, B, then A string again, and then pointer finger in 2nd of G, like this. Then you play open D, then 3rd position of that D string with your middle finger, and then make a hammer-on with your ring finger in 4th. And then with your pointer finger, you pluck G string, and that's still 2nd position, right? So you get this. Then the next part starts, and it starts on the 4 end of this bar still. We've already covered this in one of the other verses of the Lady Madonna section, so I'm just going to play through this. So you play... And then you get this part. All right, so what do you do there? So you have an F major 6 chord there. So that's middle finger in 2nd of G, open D string, and your thumb frets 1st position of your E string. So you play first E, D, and G together. Then ring finger goes to 3rd of your of your E string, and you play first E string, D and G, and then E string, so like this. And then you get a little lick, which goes like this. So you do open G string, hammer on with your ring finger in 4th of that G, slide up to 5th, and then flatten your ring finger and play 5th of E and B, like this. Then, with an upstroke, you play open G again. Then, pointer finger plays 3rd position of B and E, so like this. And then you get this. So you have your ring finger in 5th of G, slide it to 4th, pull off to pointer finger in 2nd, then ring finger in 4th of D, pull off, and another pull off. And that pull off is the 2nd of that D string, sorry. So like this. So when you combine these things, you get this. All right, now for the next 4 bars, I'll play them, and then we'll get into how to play that on the guitar. Here we go. right, so what do you do? So first of all, the first two bars are exactly the same as what you play in the first two bar of the previous set. So you start. And then here the change starts. So you have first the second again, then pointer finger in first of B, ring finger in third of A. And you play that together, move it up a half step. Then pointer finger goes to second of E, play D, B, and E together. Then play those strings all open. Then pointer finger first of B, middle finger second of D. And then we go to that F major 6 chord, play E, D, and G string. Play the bass once more. Then you play your ring finger in third of that E string. Play that, and then add that bass string after. So you get. And then you go to basically an A sus2, and you strum that. Bass strum the bass, strum the sus2 once more. And then you go to D5, right? So you get. Right? So those 4 bars together. So then what you get is basically a repeat of the chorus as you would have played it. There's just a tiny difference. So I'll show you when I get there. So you have and now normally you would have played like that, right? But you don't do that. You just play the chord here, so G and B and E string. Play the bass. Then you play open A and open G together. And then you play that once more. Right? So you get. So you get. Then you got this one. And then we get to the bridge part. And that goes like this. So what do? Basically what you're doing is you're fretting an E7 chord here, right? So you have your pinky in third of B, your middle finger is in second of D, and your pointer finger is not yet on first position of your G string. So the first thing that you do is this. Right? So what do? So you have E string, you play G and B, and then you make a hammer with your pointer finger in first of that G string. Then you play that E string once more, and then you flatten your middle finger to fret second position of the G string, and you play G and B together, right? After that, you play E and then D string. So after that, you get another G and B together, making that hammer on afterwards, and then playing E string, and then flatten that middle finger again. So you get, and you repeat that, right? So, and then you repeat that whole thing. After that, you get this part, right? So what do? So you play open E. I use my ring finger to play third position of D, G, and B. Then you play that E string once more. Then you play open D, G, and B. And then you make a hammer-on with your middle finger in second position of D, G, and B. So like this. Then what you do is you sort of fret that E7 chord again. Again, without the pointer finger at first. You play E, G, and B together. Hammer on with your pointer finger in first of that G. Then you play D string, E string, high E, and then low E, G, low E. So like this. Right, so you get. All right, so then you get a very Tommy-ish lick that goes like this. So how does that work? So the first group, ring finger, sixth position of your E string, and you play that, slide to fifth, pull off to third, and pull off to open. Then you play ring finger fifth of B, and then pointer finger third of E, and make a pull off. So. Then the next group is this one. So that is fifth position of E, then pull off to third, pull off to open, then middle finger, fourth of B, G, you're playing a B, but fourth of G, then put your pointer finger on third of your B string and make a pull off. It's like this. Right? So you have your first one, second one. Now your third one is going to be this. So same principle. So you have fourth to second to open on the G string. Then fourth of the D string back to second of G and making a pull off. So then you do the same going from the D string to the A string. So you go 4, 2, open, playing 4 of the A string back to second of the D string. And making a pull-off. So, and then the last one is going to be 4, 2, 0 on the A string, going to 4 of the E strings, like this. First group, second group, third, fourth, and the last one. And then when you glue it all together, you get. And actually, I'm making a mistake here because that was, sorry. So that's not fourth, but that should be third at the end. I'm sorry. That's third. All right. So those 4 bars together. All right, now for the third verse, I'll play it for you and then we'll get into how to play that on the guitar. Here we go. All right, so how do you play that? So the first 3 bars are basically played in a way that has already been done before. So you just, I'll just play it slowly for you so you can have a look. And then so that last part is different. So you start off on the 4 end on the third bar with that bass note, that F bass note. So then you play F, D, and G string. Sorry, E, D, and G string together. Then ring finger in third. And then you get this lick. So that's pinky and 8 of E, ring finger and 7 of B, and you make a bend with your ring finger, and then you play open G, then pointer finger flat on B and E in 5th, then ring finger 8th of G, slide to 7, make a pull up to 5, then ring finger 7 on D, and then make a pull up to 5, like this. Once more. And this one here starts on the 2 and, so it's like 1, 2. Once more. 1, 2, and. All right. Then you get this part. Right? So up until there is nothing new, right? So these are all things that we did, but instead of sticking, here's a going to the chorus. This is sort of a first transition into the outro. So once you get to that F chord, right? So you got and then you play the bass A, then open E, then 3rd of E, and then 4th of E, right? So you get. Right? So. So this is where the outro section starts. And let me play the first 4 bars of outro part 1, and then we'll get into how to play that on the guitar. All right, so what do? So first of all, the first 2 bars are pretty much identical as the last 2 bars of verse 2. So that is, and then, so the only difference is that instead of going that, you play, and then playing that middle finger on 3rd of A with open E, and then ring finger in 4th of that A string with 2nd position of B. And the rest is the same. Right? So like this. Then the next 2 bars start off the same, but it starts to differ from the beat from the 4 and. So like this. This is all the same, but then on the 4 and you play 2nd position D string with open G and B, and then you play this. So you play F major 6, then you move here and you basically play a G just in the E shape, and you play E string, then D and G together, back to the E string, so, and then you strum the A chord here in the E shape, right? So again. And then you get the bass note again there, right? So those 4 bars. Right? Then we get the next 4 bars. I'll play those, and that'll be the end of the video. Here we go. All right, so what do? Again, starts off the same, and And then we get this part. So we get the F major 6. We play the bass note first. Then we play E, D, and G together. Then put your ring finger in third of E string. You play E, D, and G together. And then E again. So like this. Then we play A5. And then open E, third to fourth. Right? So I get... And then in the last part, you get, and then open A, and then you play F to G, A7. And that's it. So. Next week, I'll be finishing this tutorial. It's late. It's past 9. I still have an hour of traveling to before I get home, and then it's time for me to hit the sack. So wish you all a great week or weekend, and hope to see you again next time. Bye.